been a big month of recruiting. Trying to build those relationships everywhere. We've been all over the place, but I'm just happy to get back this week and get back with the players. So it's been good, getting back, get going with football stuff, right? Which is everybody's excited about. So appreciate y'all being here, and if I got any questions, just let me know.
I'd like to know how your dad felt about you stealing his best players.
I don't agree with that. A lot of those guys were already, they were already in the portal, before I got offered this job or started getting an opportunity to get this job. So, they had aspirations of playing at a high level and playing in the NFL, and when it comes down to it, kids got to do what's best for them. So I always tell the kids, I always have great relationships with my players. I feel like that's one thing I've always done as a coach and as a person. Is hey man, I love you. I want you to, do what you think is best for you, and I'm gonna support you no matter what. It's always our job as coaches, to recruit great players, right? And have guys that, if a kid does leave, you got guys behind them that are just as good. And that creates competition, right? So I think that's one thing as a coach I've always done is create that competition, right? And have a bunch of good players with the way it is now in college football.
What's your biggest challenge that you foresee being the transition of your offense from the FCS to the Power 5, ACC, and what Pitt will face in a lot of their opponents?
I think the biggest thing is it starts up front. I think obviously the line of scrimmage. Skilled players to me are skilled players. Guys that can run, catch, create big plays, right? I think that's the difference between smaller levels than the bigger levels is you have to build a win the line of scrimmage. And two ways to do that, in my opinion, is first way is to play really fast, right? Get guys, you're playing against some guys that are really good up front, so you got to create with tempo and get guys tired and get guys to think a little bit to where they can't play as fast. And or you got to recruit really good players right up front to where you can dominate line of scrimmage. Because if you got skilled players, you got a quarterback, you can go have a lot of success. But everything we do, is there's a lot of the best offenses I believe in Power 5. We do a lot of similar stuff that they do, and I think systematically, I think what we do will translate to any level. It's all about knowing who your players are, putting them in a great position to be successful, and understand their strengths and weaknesses. And that's what we're going to try to do during the spring and the summer, and say, hey, who are our best players? What do they do well? What do they not do well? How do we hide it? How do we hide their weaknesses? And put them in a position to be successful.
Kind of off that, what do you bring this Pitt offense?
What do I bring? I think confidence. I'm a confident guy. I believe in myself. I've always had a chip on my shoulder. It's just who I am. I've played small school ball. Wanted to be the best quarterback in the country when I played. I want to be the best offense coordinator and coach and a mentor I can be in the country. That's my goal every day. So I think I'm gonna bring confidence and just bring an understanding of kids and relationships. I believe that if I can get a kid to believe in themselves first, right, and what they do well, we can find a way to use them and get them in position to be successful. So those are two things I think I'll bring here to Pitt.
Okay, what excited you about Pitt and what made this the right opportunity for you?
First thing is Coach Deuce. I've always looked from afar. I've always liked Pitt, the colors and the tradition, man. Growing up, my dad being a former quarterback, he backed up Dan Marino. When he got drafted by the Dolphins, they used to play some funny games after practice, try to hit the goalposts and all that stuff. So, but just knowing that you can win here, and he's won the ACC championship here, and it's a place where you can go win and win at a high level. And obviously, this place is a proven place where you can get players. If you want to have a great offense or a great team and have a chance to go win every year, here you can get players here at Pitt. There's tradition, there's a great culture, and I think that's what really excites me about this place. And obviously to me, the other thing is the leadership from the top. The one thing I really learned here when I interviewed here was that everybody's on the same page here. There's a standard here from top down, from Heather and all the way down to Coach Deuce. So I think that's what's going to really get me fired up and get me excited about being here.
Can you walk us through the process of Coach RGG contacting you and then being interviewed and getting hired?
You know, it was probably the most stressful time of your life, really. You know, Coach is a very thorough guy. You know, he does a lot of research, man, and I think that's why he's had so much success. Is he's gonna know everything about you before he pulls that trigger and hires you. And you know, got a phone call, got obviously a big Zoom meeting with people for a long time, and then you know, got to come in as a 24-hour thing and really just get drilled for, you know, a whole day, you know, about football and about who you are and meeting different people and how you handle adversity and how you handle people. You know, I think that's what was great about the interview process here is that you don't just find out about who you are as a football coach. You find out, I think, who you are as a person. And to me, Coach Deuce is the type of guy who that's what he cares about. He wants to be around good people first. And I think that's what we have here. We have good people.
How do you view your current situation at quarterback?
How do I feel it?
How do you view it?
Oh, view it? I mean, Nate's the guy right now. You know, going to spring, I mean, I thought he played really well watching the film the last 2 games of the season. You know, he's going to have the opportunity to go out there with the ones, and it's his job to lose. You know, he's been awesome since I've gotten here. You know, he's very cerebral. He's been a great leader. He's actually become more vocal than he has, I heard, in the past. He's really taking control, and then, hey, you know, we're going to have competition behind him. You know, when it comes down to it, I'm real big on getting everybody reps. I think that matters. You obviously got to get him a bunch of reps. Your quarterback is the biggest part of an offense, right? If you got a good quarterback and he can go play, you can go have a lot of success, right? So we got to build a system around him and what he does well. And then obviously, you know, when other guys are in there, I got to find out what they do well too, because he's really the only one besides Christian that has some game film. So, you know, the other young guys that we have that are here, we got to find out from practice and stuff what they do well and try to put them in position to practice, see how they can grow and develop.